Hi, I'm Dave.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Yep, he is.
We are looking at a new game. Well, it's a somewhat new game. It's Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. This is only one box. You have all three of them.
And all the expansions.
And all the expansions.
Yeah.
This was one heck of a Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be reviewing this complete package.
Yes. Very complete.
Very complete. So how did this come about? How did you get this game?
Originally I had backed it on Kickstarter, but then the price point was just astronomical. So yeah, I backed it on Kickstarter, and the price point on Kickstarter, due to the infamous US dollar, was just I couldn't pay it, man. It was too much. So I had said, you know what? I will back this, or not back this, I'll buy this when it comes to retail. And then it hit retail, and I was like, do I still really want this game? I'm like, no. So I passed. And then a little bit later, I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do want this game. Then I went to go buy it, and it was all sold out. I'm like, God damn it. So I ended up having to wait a fair bit of time for them to get more stock in. And then it was a mad dash to, like, I literally put in the whole, like, let me know when there's stock notification in. And I had completely forgot about the game. Mm-hmm. And then I'm just doing, boom, this is in stock. I'm just like, oh, that's right. Click. And then it was the getting them one piece at a time as they came in. Oh, that was painful.
Oh, I thought you actually got these all at once.
No.
Because when we played this game, we actually had everything, right?
Mostly.
Yeah. Because our first attempt playing this game was a full-on 7-player experience. That's the first thing. That's kind of a strange thing. This game does go up to 7 players.
Yep.
And first of all, the rules, it feels like someone slammed all of Tasty Minstrel's games together.
And by Tasty Minstrels, he means Gameland Games.
Aren't they the same? Are they different?
Yep. Tiny Epic Games is Gameland Games. Tasty Minstrel is like Dungeon Roll, and
I thought Tiny Epic Galaxies was TMG. No, Harbor's TMG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So someone took all of the Gameland games together, took the best mechanics of all of them, and then made them not tiny.
Yep, pretty much.
But still kept them epic.
Yeah, and you know, it's the one thing they always get criticized for. It's like, cool idea, but why did it have to be tiny?
Yeah.
Which, don't even get me started on
this
the ultra tiny.
Yeah, because this is the opposite. If we put the other 2 boxes next to this, you wouldn't see us.
No. That would be a cool shot, though.
Exactly. We can do that later. So it has elements that are borrowed that you can see from Tiny Epic Quest. There are elements certainly from Tiny Epic Galaxies. The idea of spending resources to following up somebody else. That actually makes it really interesting because a person's turn can sometimes be a few seconds, 30 seconds to a minute. We have 7 players. That's upwards of 7 to 10 minutes between. But you're actually looking at what everyone's doing.
Yep.
Because you actually want to decide whether or not you want to follow them up and replicate their maneuvers. That's really smart. This is a 4X game.
Yep. Although, not really. I'll give Expand. I'll give Exploit.
Explore.
I'll give Exterminate, but Explore is so...
And now the Explorer. You have these tokens on the map that you have to uncover. That's very explory. We've talked to a lot of games that they're 4X for exploration. I know a lot of times when we want to explore, we want to explore.
Reveal.
We want to create a new star system. We want to find a new star system. We want to have a story card. But so many 4X games are like, here's a little disc like in Gia. You flip it over and you get 2 experience points. And there you go. There's your exploration. I go, is that it? That's it? That's the story?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, but yes, there are tokens you uncover. And I think the first time we played it, that triggered the end game. It wasn't the combat. It wasn't the exploit.
No, it was finding all the exploration.
It was finding all the exploration tokens because very few people were fighting each other.
Except for me and the elves.
Yeah. and not a lot of people had. I think we were probably 1 or 2 turns away from somebody deploying all of their units.
Yeah.
So there, we were close to triggering one of the other end games, but in our big 7-player bombastic session, that was done entirely. That was triggered basically by exploration.
Yeah.
It also should be noted on a 7-player game, you better have a board, a table that accommodates.
Oh yeah.
And it can't crowd around a 4-foot by 4-foot. This thing is 6 feet, 7 feet, probably 6 feet to 7 feet long.
6 feet. Yep.
When you count the different regions.
Yeah, it's 3 by 6, I believe.
Yeah. And you have to create an elevated area.
Yes.
Because one of the players has one player can go underwater.
Yep.
And the other player, which is the players group that I played, you got to be on an aerial fortress.
Yeah.
Which is
pretty cool.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
The rules are very cool. A lot of miniatures. Something like 80 miniatures total, which is high for a 4X game, low for a miniatures forward game. Yep. But the miniatures are very, very good. There's also some cardboard pieces as well.
Yep. Yeah, so I think if you had everything in, like if you had all the expansions, I think you'd be looking at. Let me just take a look here. So I would guess it would be sitting somewhere around the range of 160 miniatures ish, maybe probably a little bit more.
Yep. Semi-asymmetrical sides. The units look different for everybody.
Yep.
And their boards all function the same, but there are different abilities on each one.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So when you play your side, there's an airship that everyone gets at the same point.
Yeah.
There's another type of vessel you can get at a specific point. It's always the same point for everybody.
Yeah.
But there are some specific things that the elves can do before the dwarves and so forth.
Yeah, and your heroes are very asymmetrical. So the undead...
The heroes.
Yeah, the
heroes are very asymmetrical.
Yeah, so the undead hero has one which... actually, most of the heroes for the undead revolve around sending souls to the underworld of your vanquished enemies. And once you do, you can end up tapping the souls to gain power and stuff like this, which is what I was trying to do, but could never do because I couldn't kill enough people. Yeah. So, I did not exterminate very well.
Was that because I didn't have to exterminate very well. In fact, one of the things of being on a Sky Kingdom is that you have to go out of your way to get to me.
Yeah.
So I like the fact that it was only in the last 2 turns somebody went out of the way to come into my territory, and I'm like, I spent this entire game building on my defenses. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
And it was interesting too because you can kind of park yourself in your area and just kind of milk and exploit your own resources to get there, or you can try to explore, you can try to expand and so forth. So there's a lot to the game. I especially liked the towers you build up. I thought that was cool.
Yep.
Your own tableau is massive.
Plus all your miniatures. You need a very large player space. So when you get to the size of the board with everything deployed, and then your player spaces, you're pulling out side tables and everything.
And to think, is this game smaller or bigger than Twilight Imperium when you incorporate the 7 players?
I think it's bigger.
Really?
State-wise.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because you on a 2 or 4 player game, you're using the basic map. The moment you add in 6 players, you got to have in another 4 quadrant map.
2.
Is it 2? Just adding 2 more, and then you have to add in the
island for the 7th.
The Sky Island for the 7th.
Yeah.
So that's rules. Okay, and then design. Well, this game looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as is with most Gameland games, the art looks good. The miniatures are, I'll say, they're not like, oh, amazing, but they're not, crappy. They're, I would say, not even middle of the road. I think they're just a little bit above middle of the road. So, I mean, they do what they need to do. The constructs, which are the cardboard things, I have issues with cardboard constructs for one reason only, which is when you start having complex folded things and you want you've cut the cardboard and then you want the little paper to hold the cardboard together. It's just like,
yeah, they don't hold together so well.
They don't hold together so well. You need to get, all of a sudden you're getting out tape and glue and toothpicks and So, and I did have some broken stands right off the bat, which sent an email to Gameland Games. They sent me new ones right away, but still, it was just kind of like, oh, that's lame. But the stands were very flimsy, I found. So, component-wise, pretty decent. It does have some extra things in some of the little mini expansions, things like side quests, mercenaries, roaming nomad marauders. So there's some different things that would introduce different elements. But I mean, a 7-player game, I think it was 5 hours.
It's a long game.
It's a long game, but it doesn't feel long.
Yeah, it didn't feel very long, especially considering so many players we were playing with were kind of new. And I was surprised at how fast, because I think you were analyzing, going, okay, I'm gonna do this, I do this, you work out your thing. But I'm also a strange person. I mean, if that game would be with 7 of me, like clones, it would have been over in 2 hours, because I'm very, very fast. I look at everyone like, okay, I'm gonna do this and do this. And too many people are like, hey man, what's new and exciting? Hey man, you look good in them suit. I like them stickers of yours. Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
And the one thing about this, so because you can follow up other people's maneuvers, no one is shooting. is going off topic. They're like, wait, what did he do? Oh, wait. So they're constantly analyzing. But you still get analysis paralysis, because people are like, oh, and they get to my turn, like, oh, now I have to think about what I'm going to do.
Yes.
This game does suffer from, I wouldn't say it does suffer, but there's a common thing when it comes to the two formats of games, 4X and worker placement, both suffer from this little problem. And worker placement tries to get around it with food, which some people hate. The fact that if you push hard to get as many miniatures out, like get as many guys out as possible, the more of these peons, these serfs, the more of those you get, the more you can follow up people, the more things you can do. So someone's like, oh, I want to save up to get the airship, or I want to save up to get the second level, or I want to save up to get these heroes. I didn't start getting the heroes until the late game, because I'm like, oh, I need to get as many of these serfs as possible, because I need to follow up other people's maneuvers. I need to secure territory, get resources. And I think that was one of the reasons why. And I've played with so many people who don't recognize that tactic. I was playing Viticulture, a full party of Viticulture, and we were playing with the Tuscan expansion, so it took 3 hours.
Yep.
And I pushed hard to get all my workers, because there's no food phase in Viticulture, so I just got my 6 workers. I used up all my resources where everyone else was getting wine and getting grapes. I got all of my workers. And then I spent the remaining 2 hours kicking the crap out of them. Yeah. My fiance, God bless her, never bought new miniatures. She always had other things she would rather be doing, and so she always had the same 3 miniatures, and she never got around. So she ended up getting like last place. And it's just like, well, because you didn't spend resources to get more miniatures. Invest early, get rewards later. And this game falls into that same kind of territory. If you fall in love with the idea of certain elements, like, well, I want to get this, and I go, yes, I know. The most boring tactic is the one you need to do to win. Yeah. And it's one of those situations where that becomes a very obvious tactic early on. So this is also a game where somebody who knows how to play it can destroy a noob if they're not careful. That also being said, a noob did basically got second place. Yeah. Almost won.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. One of the things that also comes, or you can get for this game, is a free app which will actually introduce random elements of events to the game. So that's kind of interesting. So, I mean, there's lots of replayability to this game. And even with 7 people playing, I think there's a total of 10 races. So
there's a lot of variety.
Yeah, we never even saw all the races. The only thing...
And you can also play each one slightly differently. I mean, I played my Sky people to be quite reserved and kind of non-colonial, but you can make it any race aggressive if you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I mean, going back to, I just realized component quality. One of the things that is a con for this game is the merfolk. When you sink the island, you take this little transparency thing and put it over top. It makes it look like it's underwater. Yeah, it needed to be more transparent because you slap it on the island. Now you can't really see the island that well, and you're just like, what am I looking? So we ended up, yeah, we'll just pretend the island's underwater because we can't tell what it is that's there.
Yeah.
So,
well, in that same context, I mean, the Sky Kingdom was pretty flimsy.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
I can see why, because at that point, when you have a map that's 6 feet across, you're like, how do we add more people? Put it on stilts, I guess.
Yeah.
So component quality. What'd you think of the game?
I would say it definitely falls within probably my top 10, and if not top 20 games in my collection, which is hard to really quantify when you have so many. So,
That's a lot of games.
Yeah. So it does. It's and there's always stuff coming out. But for right now, yeah, I would say it's definitely up there. I would play this game in a heartbeat, but I don't want to set it up.
Well, it depends on how many players you have, right?
Yeah. Setting up a 7-player game was
Took you
brutal.
a day.
Yeah, it was bad. And then on top of that, giving everyone their miniatures and all their... Oh, God, that took an hour right there, I think it felt like.
Oh, yeah. Because we all got together like 6 o'clock. I think we didn't get home till 1.
Yeah. It was long.
Yeah. My fiance was like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm playing a single game. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It took a long. It's definitely this hard. It's hard to grog this game initially. It's like to wrap your head around it.
Yeah.
I think if you realize it's like, okay, like take these ideas from these tiny epic games, slam them into one game. I'm surprised that the individual guys don't have little pieces of armor you put on them or stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm surprised they don't have like big plastic meeples. I'm glad they put miniatures in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
But no, I think it's a fantastic game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have... This is the strangest thing. When it comes to pure classic 4X, right? So a lot of games I have, it's like, it's 4-ish. It's like 3-ish, right? Where 1 is definitely the predominant. And I have a couple games that play with the formula, but they're not classic. This is classic 4X. It's almost formulaic. That being said, it's a fantastic example of that. You have an actual empire, you have individual things that you're able to do. I love as you take meeples off, you unlock abilities, and then you can do things with those meeples. It's almost an engine building system. And then you got the towers you build up, so you have something to achieve. It is probably one of the best examples of a 4X game I think I've seen. But that being said, I have not truthfully really had a lot of experience compared to some people.
Yeah, and see, that's where I would differ. I'd say it's 3.5x because I still feel it doesn't quite meet the explore criteria.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm on the lookout for a 4X game.
I have many.
No. I mean, like, there are lots of 4X games, but I would like a 4X game where the explore meant something rather than just... Here's a token. Here's a point. I mean, even Gia, a game that you can create stories out of nothing. I'm still annoyed the fact that the exploration aspect of that game is just flipping over tokens and getting resources. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you can flip.
Eclipse has got it. I think probably.
I mean, truthfully, like, I would love it. This is something that you never know could happen. But I would love a 4X game like this to have like a near and far storybook where there is this massive additional, almost unnecessary level of fluff.
Yeah,
that helps you fashion this epic tale, almost. And even if it's like not because Empire, so it's not individual adventures, but something like this thing from across the nation has done this and something like that, where suddenly it throws up the politics of the world and starts to change things. But that being said, if when it comes to pure game mechanics, oh yeah, this is I'll give it a 9.
Yep.
I'll give it a 9, maybe even a 9.5. I don't think that I have a single negative thing to say, other than the fact that I agree, like you. It's one of those things where if I had it in my collection, I would just stare at it going, it's like whenever Nicole wants to play Cavern or Feast for Odin. Oh. She plays it by herself most of the time because she knows I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
So she's like, if I set it up, will you play it? Because she knows I will not set it up.
Yeah.
A worst example of this is Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
There's a game that takes 25 minutes to set up, and you can play it for 20.
Yep.
It's like, guys, it's like it takes so damn long to set that game up.
Mm-hmm.
Every token. Now we got to roll for this, and now we have to do Flashpoint, and then we have to do, all
Hazmat.
hazmats, and then randomizing all the rolls. And it's like, this takes 30 minutes to set up.
Yep. Yeah, I think I gave this one on BGG, I think I gave it 8.5 or 9. The only reason I ding it for points is the exploration isn't quite full explore enough for me, and the actually there's 3 things. Explore is one of them. Components in the sense of the cardboard constructs. Also, punching out all those cardboard constructs and all their little divvy things. Oh my God, did that take a long time.
Yeah, but in my circle, that we would have welcomed that.
Yeah. And then the other thing is while it's a beautiful game and the board is nice and everything, sometimes it feels like the board is too big for what it needs to be. Like, it feels like they could have shrunk down some of it because it's just wasted
Potentially.
space.
I guess I'll go this far and say that if you replace the miniatures with meeples, you could have shrunk the footprint of this game by about 50%. I think if the footprint is as big as it is because of the sizes of the miniatures and the cardboard boats and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for true. But yeah, I mean, that's absolutely, yeah. I'll give you that. But yeah, that's where I think I gave it 8.5 instead of 9. It's just because it is such a huge footprint. Now, having said that, though, I have a huge footprint game of Arkham Horror, and I think that one's rated as a 9, so there you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's some games like setting up Gia is an ordeal, but we play it for 3 hours each and every single time. And Gia, I mean, the Gia is a nightmare to unbox every time, and it's a nightmare to rebox because it's the only game I ever have where I dread whenever I have to put it on its side.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, that just added 5 more minutes of my day. Because everything fell apart inside. So 9.5 to 9 or 8.5?
Yeah, I'll give it a 9.
So that is Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea by Scott Alms and Gamelin Games. I've been Chris.
And I've been Dave. And this has been a message brought to you by the Republican Party. No!
Vote Quimby.
Yeah, vote